Anywhere you go, give it on. Anywhere you say, anywhere.
Welcome back, friends. Appreciate you coming back once again for another ride on the TIFU journey. So let's get it started with a bit of a spicy story, shall we? First story coming from u/Chawumbawumba nudes. I am digging that username. Today I fucked up by going overboard on some nudes. So I fairly recently broke up with my boyfriend of nearly 3 years.
Not the fuck up. He just wasn't right for me in the long run.
As anyone with a high libido can attest to, going from regular boinking to zero boinking overnight isn't easy, and I've been struggling mightily with the lack of sex. Luckily, I have an outlet for all my pent-up horniness, sending nudes to another ex of mine who I'll call Noah.
And before anyone starts sliding into my DMs, these nudes are strictly for people I trust. And Ryan Reynolds, if he asks.
This is a guy I've known for years. We dated hot and heavy for a few months, and went our separate ways because we were both moving away from the city we met in. While we couldn't be together because of distance, we've stayed in touch, strictly platonic while I was with my last partner. But once I became single, I figured, why not kick off that side of things again? Look, I'm not gonna deny it. I straight up love this guy. He's the one that got away. We had an incredibly hot summer fling, and then he was gone, and we never got to see things play out properly. We also never had to deal with the realities of a proper relationship, so there's a good chance that the connection I feel with him is a fantasy that wouldn't hold up in real life. And I know I can love again, because I absolutely did love my most recent ex, but there's always been a part of me that's held out for Noah. Maybe one day he'll move back home and we can try again and get married and travel the world on our dink money like rabbits till we're both geriatric. So anyway, for the last month or so, I've been taking out my sexual frustration on Noah with what have mostly been pretty benign photos, posing in lingerie outfits, artistic titty pics, and some Chawumbawumba striptease videos thrown in for good measure. But then a couple nights ago, I got ... extra horny. I'd come back from spending a few days with the family over Christmas, and my introvert self needed to decompress hard. So I took an edible, made myself some whiskey sours, and started watching 1883.
The Yellowstone prequel show.
This show, aside from containing many gruff cowboys to oogle and put me in the mindset to be ravished, is also full of wistful, introspective voiceovers from the main heroine. As Elsa waxed poetic about the vagaries of the untamed wilderness she was growing up in, I, too, wanted to be a bit melodramatic about my current situation. So instead of sending the usual
"here's a boob"
pic, I decided to step it up. I more or less wrote a smutty monologue about exactly what I wanted him to do to me and how often I imagined him when I got myself off. And maybe there was a bit about how I pictured him every time I came. It was sort of a writing exercise, sort of a smutty roleplay. But the important thing is that it was incredibly intimate and probably betrayed the fact that I am, to this day, still madly in love with this guy. Wow. Talk about adding production value. And with this monologue, I included a video of me masturbating, and not just playing with myself, but actually orgasming twice. So I sent him all this emotionally charged, deeply intimate stuff. Normally he responds with the validation I crave of the "Jesus fuck, you're hot" nature.
Which is almost always in the form of a very well executed dirty limerick, because I wanted to work at least a little bit for it.
But it's been 2 days since I sent that stuff, and he has yet to even respond. Read receipts tell me he saw it within a couple hours of me sending it, but he wasn't sent. I'm gonna go with hasn't. But he hasn't sent a single word, gif, or emoji about it. And y'all, it's driving me mad. I feel like I just put on a private burlesque show, and that I've been practicing for months and didn't even get a single round of applause for it. He's really good about responding to even the shittiest of memes that I send him, so I have no idea what his deal is. I can only conclude that I went way too overboard and turned a fun, carefree, sexy, commitment-free relationship into something much deeper than he wanted. And now he's decided the easiest way to tell me he's just not that into me is to not tell me anything at all. TLDR. Sent experimental nudes to a long-distance FWB I've known for years, and he ghosted me. Thank you for the story, Chumbawamba Nudes. Sometimes I guess you just go a little too hard in the paint. Oh well. Moving on, and next up, coming from /Scap Jagter. Yeah, Scap Jagter. Today I fucked up when I fumigated the house with my diarrhea during a family lunch. Oh boy, this should be good. So the fuck up was actually on Boxing Day. I have been relegated to the couch because of what happened, so I just got a moment to write this now. On the 26th, we had the in-laws over for a braai as our Christmas meal. Things were going great until I find out that we were having, amongst other things, pork fillet, angel kisses,
cherries wrapped in bacon,
as well as gaman in the oven. We were also having ice cream, mousse, and my grandmother's trifle. Or is it trifle? Not sure. Help me on this, comments.
She only makes it once a year, so it's special.
I mention these things because I am lactose intolerant and also very sensitive to pork. Not one to turn down a challenge, I decided to indulge myself and have some of everything. Big mistake. Usually I can handle it, but this time it hit hard. I could feel my stomach start to churn and things start happening down below. I try to distance myself at first, but I just can't hold it in and start to let off silent bombs. Family want to talk and I just want to run away. Soon I run out of corners to defile my stench, and I start to hold it in as I proceed to experience stomach burns. At this point, I am visibly in pain and I am sweating profusely. I was about to go outside and try to let off some
Steam.
but then my wife starts to smell something funky and decides to close the windows and the doors because sometimes the nearby river has a sewer smell. So to try and keep that at bay, all exits were sealed, and it's going to look weird if I go and stand outside with said sewer smell brewing. Another big mistake. My guts have now moved on to the second phase and evacuation is imminent. We have 1.5 bathrooms, one upstairs attached to the bedroom, and one downstairs, which is just a toilet. As I get up from the couch to go to the kitchen, it happens. The floodgates start trembling. It's about to happen. I have no time to get to the bathroom upstairs, so I waddle to the toilet. That's 2 meters away from the family. I barely make it as I start to empty my bowels while still on my way to the seat. It just keeps coming. I don't even have to push. Sweat dripping from my face. At the same time, I am trying to contain the damage. I take my shirt off and try to block the gap under the door. I empty a can of spray, flushing with each anal explosion. The house is very old, so this little bathroom doesn't have a window on it. Only a wall vent that goes into the house. I'm going strong for a solid 5 minutes. My asshole is on fire. I finally finish. I scrub and bleach the toilet as well as the rim. I exit the bathroom feeling like I just walked off a Bang Bros set. I arrive to an empty lounge and every single door and window open. I see the gate on the stairs is locked.
It's a security gate for night times.
I sheepishly call up the stairs. Hello? I get a simple back from my wife. I resort to spending the rest of the day outside with the dog as sitting was no longer an option. After the dust and smell settles, I hear from my wife that when the carnage commenced, she started to gag and retched a bunch.
She has a very low tolerance for smells.
And they ended up having to all go and sit in the bedrooms. Mom, dad, wife, daughter, and grandmother, 88 years old. So here I am, about to spend the third night on the couch. Still in pain and cannot sit down. Every fart feels like I'm sitting on a vibrating cheese grater. TLDR. I ate stuff I shouldn't have. My stomach basically turned inside out and I destroyed my ass and the toilet. As such, I forced the whole family to go sit in the bedrooms upstairs, and I am now sleeping on the couch.
Until further notice.
At least the dog still loves me. Damn, Scap Jagter. You definitely dropped some bombs on your family. You done blew your ass out. Man. And finally, from U/, throw cat incident. Today I fucked up by not locking my cat out of my bedroom when I had a date over. Throwaway because, obviously. So the pandemic has been rough for me. Dating wise, I live alone, so I kind of just turned into a recluse for the first year, and then got too used to the lack of interaction that it became scary to try and get back out there. Basically, I self-isolated and haven't gotten laid since pre-COVID. I finally decided recently that it's time for me to start dating again. Not gonna lie, it was mostly because all my single friends were having fun, active sex lives, and I wasn't. So I reopened Tinder for the first time in years. I actually live in an area with a lot of people my age, so there were a lot of eligible bachelors, so to speak. I still felt so nervous and uncomfortable about trying to hook up with someone I just met on the app and considered forgetting the whole thing. Then I saw someone I graduated high school with. We didn't interact back then, but knew of each other, and I thought he was perfect because I wouldn't be as scared or uncomfortable since I knew exactly who he was. Bonus, he's very good looking. I matched with him and we chat for a bit. I'm pretty forward and admit that I'm pretty much looking for hookups because I haven't dated since pre-COVID, and I invite him over to
Hang out.
Like I said, I live alone. My apartment is clean and inviting. I have a queen-size bed, condoms in the bedside drawer, and a towel stashed nearby. Damn, girl, you ready? I put on a cute underwear set and hype myself up. I'm ready. Called it, y'all. He gets to my place. I offer a beer. We sit on the couch and I put on a TV show. We chat. I try to will myself to stop sweating so much and eventually go in for a kiss. You know where this is going. ETC. We move to my bedroom. Here's where my cat comes in. He can be your angel or devil, if you'll excuse the expression. He's very chill and just sleeps 95% of the time. The other 5% he goes crazy. Runs around the apartment the spastic way cats do, and plays with his many toys.
He's spoiled.
I wasn't even thinking about my cat at this point, because again, he usually just sleeps and that's what he was doing. So it didn't even cross my mind as to where he was in my apartment. When me and Guy got to my bedroom, I didn't close the door because, again, I live alone. Things escalate.
In the best way.
And we're in the middle of the business. I'm thrilled. Life is great. And then, the incident. Apparently, in the middle of our
Activity.
my cat decided it was time for his 5% crazy time. He ran into my room and jumped up on the bed. Me and Guy paused for a second, startled, and I'm like,
Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
and figure I'll just kick Kitty out and close the door and we can continue. Well, my cat can move a lot faster than me. Before Guy could get off of me so I could get up and remove Cat, Cat had already struck. Guy screams, bloody murder. Cat runs away. I realize what's just happened. I suppose through a cat's eyes, testicles look a lot like toys, and the way they hang there is very enticing, and my cat has very sharp claws. I'm mortified. I profusely apologize and ask if he's okay, and if he needs ice or gauze or anything. Guy refuses all offers, just clutching his precious jewels in pain. We sit there naked in painful silence,
Other than Guy's labored breathing.
for what feels like forever until he finally says,
I gotta go home.
I continue to apologize and ask if he wants anything as we get dressed. He starts to laugh it off a little bit, but is clearly still in pain and can't bring himself to look at me. Gets his stuff and leaves. Now I'm just at home with my cock-blocking cat, hoping this guy doesn't like to gossip and isn't in touch with anyone else from high school. TLDR. Was hooking up with a guy and my cat decided his nutsack looked like a fun toy. I guess with all the ruckus, your cat was looking for some claw and order. Ha ha ha. Just kidding. And to close it off with those bad puns, this is where I leave you. Thanks again, everybody. Hope to see you again soon. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Man. Until then, CB is signing off. 07.